In the heart of the countryside stood an imposing castle, draped in the air of mystery and darkness. It was said to be haunted, cursed by the tormented souls of its past inhabitants. Legends whispered of chilling apparitions, eerie moans, and unexplained phenomena that plagued anyone who dared to venture within its walls. Many dismissed these tales as mere superstitions, but one man named Daniel, a staunch skeptic, was determined to uncover the truth. Daniel prided himself on his rationality and logical thinking. Ghosts and spirits were nothing more than figments of imagination, he believed. However, when he heard about the haunted castle and the stories that surrounded it, curiosity got the better of him. He saw it as an opportunity to prove once and for all that supernatural was nothing but folklore. Armed with a camera, a voice recorder, and a mind full of skepticism, Daniel ventured into the heart of the haunted castle. The grand entrance creaked open ominously, as if greeted him with a sinister invitation. The air inside was heavy and suffocating, and the silence seemed to weigh upon his shoulders. As Daniel explored the castle's winding corridors, he felt a presence, a shadowy figure lurking just out of sight. He dismissed it as a trick of his mind, a product of his imagination, but the feeling persisted, growing stronger with each step he took. In the grand hall, Daniel set up his equipment, determined to capture any evidence that would debunk the ghostly tales. He scoffed at the thought of encountering something paranormal, convinced that he would leave the castle with nothing more than a few eerie photographs. As the night deepened, the temperature dropped, and an unsettling chill filled the air. Daniel shivered, his skepticism waning. He fumbled with his camera, ready to snap away at any signs of the supernatural, but the castle had other plans. From the darkness, whispers arose, a haunting symphony that echoed through the corridors. Daniel's heart raced, his logical mind struggling to make sense of an inexplicable. He turned on his voice recorder, capturing the ethereal voices that spoke in hushed tones, their words filled with anguish and despair. A flickering moment caught Daniel's eye, and he turned to face a spectral figure, a woman dressed in a tattered white gown. She reached out a translucent hand, her eyes pleading for release from her eternal torment. Fear gripped Daniel's heart as his skepticism crumbled before his eyes. Unable to bear the presence any longer, Daniel fled from the haunted castle, his camera and voice recorder forgotten. The experience had shaken him to the core, forcing him to question everything he once believed. The supernatural, he realized, could not be easily dismissed. Haunted by the encounter, Daniel spent restless nights researching the history of the castle. He discovered tales of a tragic love affair, a betrayal that led to the untimely death of the women he had seen. The spirits that plagued the castle were the restless souls of those who had suffered within its walls. Daniel returned to the castle, not as a skeptic but as a believer. He sought to unravel the mysteries that lay hidden within its dark chambers. Armed with newfound respect for the supernatural, he dedicated himself to helping the tormented spirits find peace. The castle became Daniel's sanctuary, a place where he communicated with the other side, offering solace to the lost souls. With time, the ghostly encounters became less terrifying and more enlightening, as Daniel bridged the gap between the living and the dead. In the end, the haunted castle has transformed Daniel, teaching him that not everything could be explained by logic and reason. The ghosts he once dismissed were real, their presence a reminder that the mysteries that lay beyond human comprehension. And so, the skeptical man became an advocate for the supernatural, sharing his experiences with others and urging them to keep an open mind.